Had to pull up a little janky. Cars are blocking me, so I had to make do. All I'm doing is dropping 3,300 gallons. So I'm using that tank and that tank. And I have the Vita, but you know, see how I combed it off, you know what I'm saying? But I have the Vita route this time. Dun, 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 dun. So I give you more detailed outlook on that. Let me go, since I did a walkthrough at the last station, I'm just gonna go ahead and get this delivery going, and I'll come back with the stick reading to show y'all how I'm gonna get the calculated stick for this one. Stay tuned. All right, I have my fuel going, it's secured. The vapor hooked up. I know the last time, where's your vapor, Mouse Jack? The vapor. The vapor's hooked up. All I'm offloading is the regular, so I'll start with the tank with the most. So I started with a 2,600 gallon tank. I only have 2,500 in there because 90% rule, you only load the tank to 90% capacity. And don't ever load a tank to the tippy top. You'll be out here getting pulled over by DOT and causing wrecks. But yeah, so as you can see, here's my Vita route. My Vita route. So right now, my net is at 843 gallons. All right. It's saying, the Vita route says I had 843 gallons in there already, okay? Keep that number in mind, all right? 843. It's a 6,000 gallon tank. Our beginning stick was 18, right? So I go to 6,000. I'm gonna go to the 96. I'm gonna go to the 96 diameter first. It said it was 18. It says I had 400. No, how much it says I had? I done forgot. Hot dog. 843. It says I had 843, right? Well, if I go to 96. That stick reading the 18 says I had 781. So let me go ahead and check the 92. 18, it says I got 717. Which one do you think I'm gonna go with? Which one is closest to the 843? Remember the Vita said I had 843. When I went to the 92, my sticker in the 18 says I had 717. When I go to the 96, it says I had 781. I'm gonna go with the 781 because it's closest to the 800. You see what I'm saying? That's what happens when you compare. So, even though it's not the exact same number, it's closest to that number. Like I said, the Vita route is only 70% right. So when you do your contrast and you compare, you're not going to be on point. So my beginning inventory says it's going to be at 781. All right. I'm going to add my net gallons, the one I brought them. It's going to say deliver gallons. My net 3280. I'm going to add that to that 3280. I'm going to add that number together, right? It's gonna be 116. My total gallons is gonna be at 4,861. See? Zero water. My beginning stick 18. My beginning inventory 781. My delivered gallons, my net, boom, right there. 3280. I add that together. I'm gonna be left with 4,061. I go to my Bible. There's no need for me to flip pages because I went with a 96. Diameter tank with 6,000. I don't need to be flipping because this is on these pages. So don't go to flipping when you're trying to find the end of the stick because it's gonna be on this page. I'm trying to find 4,061. So this is where some people may put 61. I'm gonna go with 61 and a half because at 61 it says I have 4,033. With 61 and a half it says I have 4,072. My ending stick, my total gallons I brought them was 4,061, so I'm gonna go with 61 and a half. And that's what gets me to my calculated stick. All right. And if y'all need me to emphasize a little bit more on it, let me know. I'm here to help. Anybody that's out here looking for a job, man, look. So let me tell y'all right now, it's how to get your hazmats, right? Let me make sure I'm still recording. If you're thinking about getting your hazmat, the first thing I'll do is get cleared by the TSA. I think I paid like $80. They run a background check. As long as it's nothing terroristic or nothing with a gun, and it's been like a long time. Well, murder, no. Armed robbery, no. Terroristic threat, no. But small fact about me, man, I got in trouble when I was 16. Actually ended up going to prison for it. And, you know, I'm 32 now. It's been 16 years ago. Haven't gotten in trouble since. It's crazy how, You can stay out of trouble for so long and I still can't get my rights back. But the TSA deemed me clear and competent to run hazmat loads. And I want to thank them for that because they gave me a second chance. Small tidbit. I was thinking about making a video about that, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Let me know if y'all want that video. But you gotta have to get cleared by the TSA. That takes about a month. So if you're before you even test, I'll go ahead and start that process. And then I'll go ahead and test for it. Don't use those apps. Don't use those whatever apps that you could download. Don't do that. Go to the DMV and get the CDL book and study the hazmat portion, because that's what I did, and I passed that test with flying colors. The first time I failed it was because I used the apps, and what was on the apps was not on the test. It was like I was reading Chinese, if that's the correct terminology. It's like I didn't study. So after you do that, you pass the test. They'll then wait on your TSA clearance. They'll have to wait and conquer the TSA until they say, hey, he's cleared to receive his endorsement. Until you get cleared, they won't give it to you. It doesn't matter if you pass the test or not. All right, so that's just a little heads up. And you have to pass the tankers too. So the tankers and the doubles, I have all my endorsements. The tankers and doubles are pretty easy. They're simple. I read over that one time and I passed it. The hazmat is a bit tricky. So, after I did that, I went back and they said, hey, we're going to wait on your TSA clearance to come back. Then we'll go. So it was taking a while. I think I was waiting for like a month, a little over a month, right? And I called, and you could call and check and say, hey, did I get cleared? And they'll say, yeah, you got cleared, but we didn't send the paperwork out yet. So as long as you get that, they'll tell you, hey, go back to the DMV, and it's going to be in the system. So that's what I did. I went back. They said, all right, cool, you're cleared. And I got stamped, and I could never forget, man. It was a lady black woman there. And she was like, all right, you've been cleared with the TSA, man. And she stamped my hazmats. And she said out of her words, go and get that money, man. And I was like, that just invigorated me, man. That just made me tingle inside. And ever since then, man, I've been a hazmat tanker driver, man. I ain't hauling nothing else. But it looks like my regular is done right here. So I'm going to go ahead and knock this out. But any more questions, let me know. And I hope I did a good enough job with the tank charts. If it's still confusing, brothers, please reach out to me, man. The more and more you do it, the more you'll get it. But if you have any questions or anything like that, just let me know.